Alright, listen up, fuckwads and fuckettes. I'm making this video because I think the opportunity to get one of the easiest 100x's there are left out there in this crypto market, the window to capitalize on that is quickly closed. With news of Pulse Chain mainnet being right around the corner, potentially even days away from going live at the time of recording, I think it's extremely important to consider the situation with what's going on with Hex. Number one of the best ways to capitalize on the opportunity with Pulse Chain, with PulseX, is, in my opinion, to get into Hex now, because it's probably one of the few coins that's likely to carry over value onto the Pulse Chain mainnet. Now, while we don't know if we're gonna ever have price parity between PHEX and EHEX, I think there is a solid argument to think that there's gonna be some kind of comparable value between the two, even though over time there might be, a premium on Pulse Chain Hex over Ethereum Hex, for example. But folks, I really want to distill the notion that if you're looking for 100x with Hex, you only need to get a 50x. Now, what do I mean by that? So at the time of recording, right, Hex is basically at 6 cents here. So 6 cents times 100x is $6 Roonies. All right, this is what you need to get 100x if you're buying Hex at these ranges. But because, folks, our beloved Pulse Chain is copying the entire system state of ETH, we are getting a 2x of our supply of Hex. Meaning, we're going through essentially, think of it like a stock split. Actually, don't think of it like a stock split. Essentially, any Hex you buy now will be doubled onto the Pulse Chain. So if over time, Pulse Hex and EHEX are likely to have some kind of comparable value, which is not unreasonable to believe due to the arbitrage opportunities. For example, if PHEX just goes on to the moon, well, then Ethereum Hex is going to start to look more and more valuable because there'll be more staking rewards over there, and therefore there'll be incentive for whales to go buy up Hex on Ethereum and stake over there. And so some kind of price parity is likely to be the case over time. Rich Dart himself has said that he doesn't want to see cheap Hex anywhere. So, folks, we're getting 2x in supply, meaning if you want to realize that 100x, if you need that $6 Hex, really we need to cut this in half. What you need is a $3 Hex in order to realize 100x gains, because you're getting a double in supply. Not to mention that with staking rewards, you only need to realize a 40-ish x, because if you're an average size, average length staker, 7 years or more, you're earning over 30% a year. But even if you're staking for the next 2 years, you might be able to earn about 10% a year for 2 years. So my point is, folks, everyone in the space is trying to go dumpster diving with low cap gems, meme coins, high risk shit in order to try and find 100x. Meanwhile, a super obvious no-brainer 100x is sitting right in front of you, folks, in my most humble of opinions. Guys, we're down 56% from our most recent pump. We're down nearly 90%. We're down 89% from our all-time high price. We are at an extremely good valuation at these regions, in my most humble of opinions. Now, something I would want to note for those of you who are interested in staking Hex long term, I think there's an interesting question to be had in regards to whether it makes sense to open up a stake right now or wait until Pulse Chain mainnet. Really, the only consideration is the T-share rate, which is forever going up and forever getting more expensive in terms of Hex, pretty much day after day, continually, and also the staking behavior of participants on the Pulse Chain. For example, folks, when Pulse Chain goes live and it becomes very cheap to open up a stake, there's going to be a lot more staking behavior on Pulse Chain than on Ethereum, and therefore perhaps T-shares will become scarcer and it'll be harder to earn interest rate, plus that ratcheting up T-share rate, which is always there, is one consideration when trying to figure out if you should stake now or later. Now, in my opinion, folks, I think it does make sense to wait until Pulse Chain is out, forking over your EHEX over to PHEX, and then staking all at once and getting that bigger pays better bonus, rather than staking now before the fork, because, folks, of ETH gas fees. ETH gas fees right now are getting stupid. There was a recent meme coin hype wave, and transaction fees got up to the several $100s for a short period for some amount of people, and we're in the midst of a bear market. We're before the Bitcoin halving. What the fuck do you think ETH gas fees are going to be like if Ethereum gets to $8,000, $10,000 when it's a couple $100 right now in a bear market before the Bitcoin halving? Folks, ETH gas fees are going to get very, very stupid in the upcoming bull market. Ethereum is going to become unusable near the peak. And if you're opening up stakes now, be prepared to pay several $100s, maybe even potentially thousands of dollars to unstake your stakes during the peak of the bull market. So unless you're staking extremely large amounts of HEX for a very long time, personally think it makes much more sense to wait out until the Pulse Chain mainnet and bridge is live. Bridge over your eHex to pHex and get that bigger pays better bonus. Ensure, even though there might be more staking behavior and T-shares may become more rare, ensure the T-share rate is constantly increasing. I do believe that the bigger pays better bonus is likely to pay off in the end. Plus, you got to consider the gas fees, folks. Hundreds of dollars, potentially thousands of dollars for to unstake your stakes. If you're unstaking around the top of a bull market, it's extremely expensive. So for that reason, I think if you're looking to stake HEX for long term, wait until the Pulse Chain mainnet. Not financial advice, but that is my intuitions. That's what I'm up to. If you're looking for 100x, you'll need to realize a 40-ish x with HEX. And if you're looking to bridge over value into the Pulse Chain ecosystem, HEX is the thing that's most likely to be supported in terms of liquidity and is most likely to hold some kind of value over there, especially pre-bridge. Now, folks, before I wrap up this video, I do want to let you know that if you want to follow my personal portfolio, my buys, my sells, and my take profit strategies, accumulation strategies, there's a link for my Patreon and my Discord group down in the link below. Over here, we can see that back in January, I pretty much called the goddamn bottom for HEX. I mean, HEX bottomed off at I think around 1.7 cents, and I was talking about buying the lows here at 1.8 cents. None of this is financial advice, but it's just an example of how I'll be sharing my buys, my sells, what I'm up to moving forward. From the time I posted that, HEX is currently up well over 200%. So, folks, if you're interested in that, if you want to support the channel, link for the Patreon and the Discord is down in the description below. Everyone like and subscribe, because when Pulse Chain comes out, it's going to be fun. I can't wait to make plenty of video updates talking about it. I've been in this ecosystem for over it's been several years now, folks, and the fact that we're finally goddamn close to this thing going live, it's crazy, folks. Look, I've been doing crypto for years, and the whole point was to try to get rich. And when these sacrifices first started, I thankfully had been in crypto long enough where I'd learned so many lessons. I learned about the value of getting in early at a good valuation, as something that's addressing a large total addressable market. And I had the opportunity to capitalize on my hard-earned thesis with these sacrifice phases. But we still have that opportunity. HEX, like I mentioned, I think is a good valuation, a great long-term hold. We're going to have the chance to buy dips with Pulse Chain and PulseX. Typically the first month, the first quarter of these things have been around their cycle time lows. So there's plenty of opportunity, folks. This is a brand new channel, so literally every like, every sub helps. I'll wrap it up here. Until next time, take care, folks.
Hey! Yeah, we broke the ceiling. We going from broke to billions. Sex up next, yeah, we plotting the pump. No vex for HEX, yeah, we locking it up. Post chain, no, we not in a rut. With a heart like Richard the Marcus, we best. I'm a day one sacrifice, yeah, we guess. And we going from broke to beast, we invest. Crypto, we grow with ease, we impressing. Free game,